I first learned about CASA. I'm a local attorney, and I learned about them in the courthouse, seeing how they were part of the usually abuse and neglect cases for children, but also touching on some criminal cases, which were things I was working on, and came to gain an appreciation for them as, essentially a private entity in the courtrooms within a collaborative team to try to do what was best for the kids, and mostly by being the eyes and the ears for the court, being involved in the kids' lives, and really seeing the amount of time and dedication they put into each individual case. This is not a cookie cutter. This is not an assembly line. This is not even like attorneys sometimes treat cases just on to the next one. That's not how CASA's approach their positions and their advocacy, and it shows in the quality of their work. Well, I'm driven, of course, to help the kids first and foremost, but I feel that in a lot of ways, the board and the executive director and officers become the face of the organization, and everyone focuses, of course, rightly so, on the children that we help. But I think sometimes we skip that huge in between that really is 99% of what CASA does, and those are the advocates, the volunteers who not only volunteer countless hours just to go through the background and the training and everything else that they have to do because of their positions of trust, but also the work they put in each individual case, and see their dedication and their commitment to go out, to make home visits, to be in all the court hearings, to write the reports, to keep the court up to date. They act in a different role than anyone else involved in those kids' lives, whether they be social workers who are overburdened with cases, or guardians ad litem who are the attorneys appointed to represent the children's best interest, and attorneys involved in the cases, judges. Everyone does what they can, but the CASA advocates really have a unique opportunity, and in every single instance take advantage of that opportunity to really be a part of the kids' lives, and to make sure the kids know that there's a rock in their life. If no other, there's one, and that's going to be a CASA advocate. Well, I think the first step that anyone should take who's in the community, and obviously recognizing that there's a problem. I think we all recognize the problem dealing with abused and neglected children. I doubt most people really know the scope of it. I doubt we, even professionals in the field, know the scope of it coming out of COVID, and just the change and flux in these kids' lives and what they're going through on a day-to-day basis. But just becoming aware of the problem and the issue, first of all. Secondly, learning more about CASA as an organization. I think the approach we're using for the virtual Evening of the Stars really lends itself to educating people. And then, of course, fundraising is always important. All of our volunteers, all of our advocates are volunteers. They do this of their own time, their own accord, and we need funds to support them so that they can support the children. So whether it be raising awareness, spreading the word to others, supporting the organization with either your time or your treasure or both, and just helping it grow to make sure that every single child who needs an advocate has one, no matter what. And that's Prince William County, that's Fauquier County, that's Warren County, that's Rappahannock County. Everywhere we operate, if there's a child in need, we want to be there, and we don't want to be moving numbers around and trying to figure out how we're going to do it. We want to be able to do it immediately. And there was one quote that I came across the other day, and as soon as I read it, I thought about CASA, and I thought about tonight's program. And it's a quote from the great philosopher Dr. Seuss, from his treatise, The Lorax. And it says, "Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing's going to get better. It's not. The someone like you is our supporters, people who we are reaching out to through Evening of the Stars, through our other outreach, to get you to support the organization through awareness, through your time. If you're able to volunteer as a CASA, that would be amazing. If you can help support us with your treasure as opposed to your time, that also goes a long way to support our advocates, and just wanting to get the community to understand that this issue is not going to ever go away. But the only way it's going to get better is if people like you, people like us, care a whole awful lot.